A QEEG is a brain analysis and brain imaging technique that can be very helpful for diagnostic purposes, as well as for guiding EEG biofeedback training, which is also known as neurofeedback or neurotherapy. The process of getting a QEEG done involves 2 steps. Step 1, recording brainwaves, requires an extensive preparation that begins even before you arrive at the office. Be sure to follow the preparation instructions provided to you, including washing your hair thoroughly and not using any other hair products besides shampoo. Once you arrive at the office, setting the client up with the equipment takes approximately 1 hour. This video gives an overview of the in-office setup that's necessary prior to actually recording brainwave activity. The goal of the setup is to get as clear of a reading as possible of brainwaves and to not read any of the surrounding other wave activity, such as sound waves or radio waves. The setup begins with Amy measuring Chaz's head to determine the proper QEEG cap size, which will be put on later. Then the cleaning process begins. Any part of the head that will come into contact with the sensor needs to be thoroughly cleaned. The special cleaner is like a sandy liquid soap meant to remove any dead skin cells. It can feel a bit rough and cold, which some people are sensitive to. The ears are cleaned first, then sensors that go on the ears serve as a reference for wave activity in the surrounding air. Rubbing alcohol can be used as a cleaner as well, as it is on the forehead here, to remove any sweat or oils. Before the ear sensors are placed on, they will be filled with a conductive gel. The conductive gel is similar to the consistency of hair gel. It's used to enhance the sensor's ability to read the electrical waves. With the ear sensors in place, a special box will determine how clear of a reading the sensors are getting. If the reading is not clear enough, the ears will need to be cleaned again. With one final cleaning of the forehead, Amy will be ready to put the QEEG cap on Chaz. The QEEG cap is similar to a swimming cap. It fits quite snugly around the head, and it can be helpful to have an extra set of hands to stretch the cap over the entire head, so Chaz will help Amy out. The cap has 19 white sensors on it, each that has a hole in the middle of it to be able to access the scalp directly below the sensor. Once the cap is in place, Amy will use a narrow tube to put conductive gel between each sensor and the scalp. The gel can feel a bit cool as it touches the scalp. And because this is only an example, Amy's only putting the gel into a few of the 19 sensors. Now we're up to the most important part of the setup. After Amy plugs the cap in, this special box will measure how well each sensor is able to read the brainwaves below it. If the reading is not clear enough, Amy will use a wooden Q-tip to help the sensor get better contact with the scalp. This process can take up to an hour to complete all 19 sites, and some people can be quite sensitive to it. The better you prepare by cleaning your hair and not using any hair products prior to the brainwave recording appointment, the more quickly and easy this cleaning process is apt to go. After all 19 sites on the cap and the 2 ear sensors are getting a very clear reading, the brainwaves are ready to be recorded. They'll be recorded by a computer software program, and typically the brainwaves are recorded for a total of 20 minutes, half with eyes open and half with eyes closed. Depending on the goal of the QEEG, there may be additional recording time necessary. Recorded brainwave data can then be sent to a licensed clinician for quantitative analysis, or the data can be saved in a safe place as a record of pre-accident functioning and analyze in the future if it's ever needed.